Hi everyone, this is Juliana Michaels for ThermoWeb. In this video, you are going to learn how to create this beautiful foil embossed card using the ThermoWeb iCraft Deco Foil. For this card, I'm using the iCraft Deco Foil in Rose Gold and the iCraft Hot Melt Adhesive. Begin by cutting a piece of cardstock to 4.5 by 6 inches. Use your paper trimmer to cut a piece of the iCraft Hot Melt to 4.25 by 5.5 inches, just slightly smaller than the piece of cardstock. Next, take your scissors and trim a piece of Deco Foil to be slightly larger than the Hot Melt. After you have everything cut, place the Hot Melt adhesive side down onto the cardstock. This is the side of the Hot Melt that looks like a mesh. Place both of these inside the parchment paper and run it through your laminator. I recommend letting your laminator heat up for 5 to 10 minutes before you begin using it so that it is nice and hot. Once everything has gone through the laminator, remove it and allow it to cool. I like to wave it around a bit, but it only takes a few seconds for it to cool. Once it is cool, peel off the backing from the Hot Melt. Next, take the Deco Foil and place it onto the piece you just ran through your laminator. The side of the Deco Foil with the color you are using will be facing up toward you. Place this inside the parchment paper and then run everything through your laminator. Remove the piece from your laminator and allow it to cool. Then peel off the excess foil to reveal a nice large piece of foil-covered cardstock. You are now ready to emboss. To create the embossed design, I used my Cuttlebug, but any embossing tool will work. Once I placed my foil-covered cardstock into the embossing folder, I realized that I needed to trim a little of it off the top of the piece so that the design would be centered inside the folder and take the full embossed image. After I was finished with the trimming, I was ready to go. Run the folder with the foil-covered cardstock through your embossing machine. You now have a beautiful embossed design ready to use on your card. Before I started making the card, I trimmed the embossed image to 4 by 5.25 inches so that it would fit on the front of a standard size A2 card. I thought the 3 by 4 journaling cards would be perfect to use as the main element on my card. For this card, I selected the wood heart. I cut the 3 by 4 card from the paper and then inked the edges. Next, I cut a piece of pattern paper to 3.25 by 4.25 to mat the 3 by 4 card, and then inked the edges of this piece as well. I adhered these pieces together and then mounted them to the embossed piece using ThermoWeb's 1/2-inch foam squares. To further embellish the card, I used some stickers from the Elegance sticker sheet. I chose the butterfly. I lightly inked the edges and then attached it to the card front using a ThermoWeb 1/4-inch foam square. After I added the butterfly, I thought the card needed a sentiment of some sort, so I used the letter stickers to spell out the word love. I inked the edges of each letter and then attached them to the card using ThermoWeb 1/4-inch foam squares. As you can see, we now have a gorgeous handmade card perfect for a wedding or even an anniversary. Here are 2 other cards that I created using the same embossing technique that I shared with you in this video. For more close-up detail images of these cards, please visit the ThermoWeb blog. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed learning about embossing Deco Foil and how to create this card.